Bitch, shut the fuck up and listen.
What is up, our sexy viewers? Rabbit here with the laughing. Ow!
It is I. Ow! And I feel good. I knew that I would.
Okay, cut it. Copyright, motherfucker.
Oh, that would be funny as fuck.
Here we are once again with another episode of Talking
About your mama's shit.
Oh, that one caught me off guard.
That's what she said
Obviously.
about my Willie.
The Dangalang.
Which came from Philly. Mmm.
So,
Yes.
what the fuck do we have to talk about today?
Well, I thought to myself and to everyone else that we could speak of something with some level of class and elegance. We could talk about gaming and the real. You see, when we first began gaming, it's in some ways an opposite to the movement of art in the 20th century. What? What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean that gaming kind of started off being really abstract. We'd look at something like Pong, and we'd have those two little lines representing two tennis players. And slowly, things became more real, going to 8-bit, 16-bit, and onto 32-bit, which was basically Picasso in video gaming. And in those years, we all wondered about games. We'd look at the cutscenes, which were awesome and sexy and titillating, and think, when will we get to realism? When will games look like it's a live-action kind of affair? And it seems like in the last 5 years or so, we've actually seen a reaction against this. Like with the success of the Wii, or with handheld and casual gaming, which is never quite as good looking as something, say, that Sevat Yearly has farted out. We all know that gaming is getting better and better looking, but it's had some kind of sacrifice along the way. So really, what is better? The real, that hyper-real aesthetic that we've been pushing for, or that maybe cartoony, maybe unrealistic kind of abstract gaming that we used to have and we're starting to see come back more and more? What do you think, Rabbit? What does James Brown think? You tell him, James Brown. You tell him. That's right. That's right.
All right. I'll be honest. I'm all for realism. Well, I'll give you this example. I think we can agree that BioShock Infinite looks a lot better than the first BioShock, right?
Yes.
I still enjoyed the first one more.
Oh.
Graphics to me never really meant anything. And it's actually something that bothers me. You know, console gamers, which I was one for many years.
Treacherous scum.
We claimed we don't give a shit about graphics, which is something I still don't give a shit about. I don't care what I'm playing. I mean, the visuals aren't much of a big deal to me. But then one slight bit of news comes out. Oh, Xbox One 720p, PS4 1080p, and the console gamers just start fighting at it. Like suddenly, oh, they care about graphics now because it's that one thing to fight over. I don't care. I don't fucking care. But then I look at something like fucking David Cage.
For a second, I thought you were going to say David Lynch. Fucking lost highway. I want 2 hours of my life back.
Fucking David Cage. I mean, I almost said movies. His games.
Graphics are emotions.
It looks impressive.
The more polygons there are, the more emotions there are in the face, you know.
See, I mean, they look impressive. The games he makes, they look impressive. But at the end of the day, I feel no need to play them.
And just so people sitting at home or on their park benches or on their bedrooms surrounded by crusty old tissues. So you can understand what we're saying. Allow me to elucidate you. Graphics mean the amount of pixels, the pixelation, frame rate, this, that. Basically, how good a game looks and how well it sells what it's trying to do. Graphics isn't art style, you know. Graphics isn't say, oh, this game's very cartoony. No, no, that's aesthetic. If a game has the necessary graphics, but its aesthetic is bad, say, like, I don't know, just about every modern military shooter, then they'll look boring. Hmm. But if the aesthetic is good, but the graphics are bad, then say Crash Bandicoot 1, sure, it'll still be pretty to look at, but it will never age as well as it should have.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
So graphics pushing ahead is kind of a good thing, but how much? How much do we really need to do this?
it's absolutely a good thing. I mean, I say I don't give a shit, but at the end of the day, if something looks impressive, I'll admit, hey, that looks great. But when I hear some developer, like especially from Crytek, come out and say games are 60% graphics, I mean, okay, your game looks impressive, Crytek. Crisis looks amazing, but nobody's fucking playing it.
Whoa.
That online multiplayer is dead for Crisis 3.
The irony is that Sevat Yearly said that multiplayer is the most important part of a game and that all games should become multiplayer and multiplayer only. Ah, no one plays your
I'm
multiplayer,
gonna
Sevat.
punch that fucker in the cock. Um, no, I'll be honest. I look at a game like Battlefield and I think, okay, that's a game that should be multiplayer. It doesn't need single player. I'll be honest, it doesn't.
Would
But
be
then I
better
look
if
at
they just refined the multiplayer instead of giving us that pathetic excuse of a single player.
exactly.
America.
Then I look at something like I don't know, fucking what have I played recently? Hotline Miami. There's a great single player experience.
I've just got porno music in my head right now. I mean, what's that game? 16-bit or something?
I don't know,
Something like
but
old school level of graphics.
yeah, there's a game that just completely goes against everything that is being said now.
Because the graphics support the aesthetic, and the graphics actually support that kind of gameplay with the tight movements that you'd get from having restrictive graphics. So instead of being able to turn in very articulate and fluid ways, you just jab left or jab right and hope not to die.
Mm.
That gives it that extra edge of difficulty. So whenever someone says to me, "Hey Al, Lord and Savior, do you think that graphics are the be all and end all of games?" No. If anything, games have become so fat by focusing on graphics. We just have to deal with all these massive file sizes just for graphics. We have to wait for a game to come out because they're focusing on every single pixel and voxel everywhere just to render that piece of hair on his face right, to get the amount of polygons right. And you're left with gameplay that's restrictive and lackluster and, well, Battlefield 3's single player campaign. Need I say more? You compare that then to Max Payne 3's campaign, which was awesome.
Surprisingly, the multiplayer in Max Payne 3 wasn't bad either. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Where's your fucking donuts? Referencing a video I haven't even released yet.
Yeah.
Devils. ah, no, I'm just feeling a massive burn because a couple of nights ago I finished a very, very long game by BioWare
Ah, yeah.
whose ending was lacking.
Yes, Al was a
In
little late to the party for this one.
in fact, my reaction to this ending could probably be best summed up as yes, wow. Which mentally becalmed troglodyte did you get to write the ending for you at the last minute? Oh yes, let's just contravene and countermand everything we've established so far. Let us just run along in an opposite direction to what we've done. Let us just drop our quality and add in more DLC. Oh, hey, Commander Shepard, remember that time we killed all those people? No, I don't. I didn't download the ethnic cleansing pack of DLC. You fucks. Fucking EA, you're scum. You disgust me. Me. And I wake up in the morning and kick someone. I help walk old ladies across the street and then I stop halfway. And even still, you disgust me.